There is no sound, not silence, something deeper, a kind of hush that presses inward, thick and unreal. Even Kalren's footsteps refuse to echo. His breath feels suspended in the air, as if the city doesn't want to acknowledge his presence. He walks slowly now. The panic has burned off, leaving behind something sharper. Not clarity, just exhaustion with edges. Vel-Kharis no longer feels like ruins. It feels like a memory. A precise, constructed dream from something far older than he can fathom. The spires are whole, the towers cast perfect shadows. And yet none of it breathes. The people flicker in and out of view, walking in silent repetition, the same steps, the same gestures, again and again. He watches a woman carry a bundle of cloth that never unfolds. A child runs, always laughing, never quite finishing the turn of his head. They do not see him, or they do, but they don't care. Kalren steps through their world like an outsider wading through a pool of frozen light. He wonders if he's dreaming, if his body is buried somewhere beneath rubble, broken and bleeding in a real Vel-Kharis, while his mind drifts here, trapped in the echo. But no, this place feels too real for that. The shard heart did this, somehow. It broke time or bent it or rewrote it, and it dragged him here. Or maybe he was always meant to come. He turns a corner and sees something different. A figure not flickering, not walking in a loop. Still, waiting, the man in Obsidian. Same as before, flawless black robes, a mask of smooth stone without eyes, without a mouth. But now closer. Kalren doesn't reach for his blade. He knows it wouldn't help. The man speaks, but not with his mouth. The words arrive like a thought someone else had first. You've come farther than the last. Kalren frowns. The last what? The man tilts his head. This city remembers every path taken through it. Yours is unusual. Kalren looks around. What is this place? It's not real. It is more real than the world you left. He feels the edge of panic creeping up again. Not fear of dying, fear of being lost. Forever. Why me, he asks. Why bring me here? The figure seems to consider, or pretend to. Because something is breaking that cannot be repaired. Kalren steps closer. The shard heart? No. The air tightens. The story. Kalren's chest goes cold. What story? The one that began when the first shard fell. The one you stepped into when you entered the storm. It's unraveling, and you are a tear in the fabric. Kalren almost laughs. He can't help it. So what? I'm cursed. The man's head tilts again, slower this time. You are chosen or contaminated. Perhaps both. Kalren backs away. He needs answers, not riddles. If this city remembers everything, then tell me, what happened to it? The man doesn't move. The city moves for him. Light shifts. The buildings tremble. The sky splits open, and the illusion drops. Vel-Kharis burns. Its towers are split. Its people scream, no longer flickers, but real and dying. The air fills with red smoke and black crystal. Kalren sees a throne rising from the center of the city, carved from living Veilglass, pulsing like a wound. Around it, the Resonants, dozens of them, kneel in perfect silence as the city dies. And in the throne, something sits, not the man in Obsidian, something larger, unfinished, splintered. Kalren reaches out, and the vision vanishes. The street returns to quiet. The flickering people resume their loops. And the man in Obsidian is gone. Kalren stands alone again. Except he's not. Someone watches him from the alley behind. He turns too fast. A girl real. Flesh and blood. Not flickering. Not repeating. She holds a jagged piece of Veilglass in one hand. In the other, she grips the edge of a blood-stained cloak. She stares at him with wide, unblinking eyes. You're not supposed to be here, she says. Then she runs. Kalren follows. Because there's nothing else left to do